Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to make these Hogwarts House rhinestone pens. This stripe pattern is not as complicated as it looks. It's just a basic honeycomb pattern, but you pay a little more attention to the placement of your colors. You can do this with any color combination and it looks awesome. I've seen candy cane pens made like this and different sport team colors. They're a super quick project and make an awesome personalized gift. I'm gonna walk you through how to do it step by step. Let's do it!
My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is a glue called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I'm using these PAPERMATE Inkjoy pens. They are not the typical PAPERMATE Inkjoy pens you always see people doing resin and rhinestone projects with. I bought these by accident, but you can definitely still rhinestone them. They just have more of a triangular shape, whereas the other ones are more rounded. Someone kindly commented on my last rhinestone pen video, letting me know that these ones are in fact refillable. You just have to lift the clip here and poke the button to release the top. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to make a pen where you can keep the clip on it when you're done. But if you want to see how I remove the clip entirely, you can check out my last rhinestone pen tutorial. Before you apply your rhinestones, you want to sand the entire surface of your pen to make it a bit textured, which will help the glue and the rhinestones to stick better. Be careful not to sand any parts that won't be covered by rhinestones to avoid having visible scratches. Once it's sanded, give it a wipe with some rubbing alcohol to remove the dust and any dirt or oil that could be on the surface of the pen. All of the rhinestones I'll be using for these pens are from this variety pack I got on Shein. There are different sizes in the pack, but all of the ones I used are the exact same size. I think they're SS10, but they aren't labeled, so I don't know for sure. I started with these red and gold stones for the Gryffindor section. Start by applying a thin line of gem tack at the bottom of the pen. I'm using my wax tip rhinestone pen to apply 2 gold stones side by side, then 2 red stones side by side, then 2 more gold and 2 more red, for a total of 8 rhinestones around the pen. This might be different for you depending on the size of your stones. Maybe you have 3 of each color side by side for a total of 12 stones, or 4 of each for 16 total. But most importantly, you need to have equal amounts of both of your colors of stones all the way around the pen. When you get to the end, you might have a space that's too small for 1 more stone, like I did, in which case you just need to slightly nudge all of the stones to create a small amount of space between each one. They don't need to be extremely tight together, they just need to be equally spaced. Then in the second row, you're going to do the exact same pattern, but nestle them into the cracks between each stone in the previous row, so that each color shifts just slightly over to the left. Then in the third row, you're going to do this same thing again, nestling the stones into the cracks of the previous row so that each color shifts just slightly over to the left again. It doesn't matter if you shift the colors to the left or to the right, you just need to pick a direction and stay consistent with it for the stripe pattern to work. You're going to keep following this same pattern for every row, which will create the stripes that travel around the pen. As you can see, there is some white glue spilling out in between my stones. That's totally normal and nothing to worry about. It will dry clear and look great when it's done. Try not to be too messy with the glue, but it's better to have a little too much than too little because you don't want any stones falling off. Now you can keep doing this all the way up the pen for a full Gryffindor pen, but I'm doing half Gryffindor and half Slytherin on this one. So when I was halfway up the pen, I switched colors. I did 15 rows total of the red and gold stones. Now you're going to continue the pattern with your 2 new colors. I find when you're switching colors, it looks best if you line up the darker of the new colors with the darker of the previous colors, and the lighter of the new colors with the lighter of the previous colors. So I continued with silver in place of the gold and green in place of the red. It just makes the transition look cleaner and the stripe effect look nicer across the whole pen. So again, all of my stones are the exact same size, so I did 2 greens, then 2 silvers, then 2 greens and 2 silvers, and continued shifting every row slightly to the left as I worked my way to the top. Once I got to the hole at the top that you poke into to take the pen apart, I just made sure to surround that hole while covering it as little as possible. That hole is covered by the pen clip anyway, so nobody will notice that it's empty. And as long as you keep your color pattern the same with the surrounding rhinestones, it should look perfect. Then I did one final row of green and silver at the very top for a total of 15 Slytherin rows. There is a total of 30 rows of rhinestones across the entire pen. After drying for 24 hours, as you can see, there is no more white spilling in between the stones. The glue has dried completely clear, and with the pen put back together, you would never know there are stones missing around the hole because the clip completely covers it. So the pen is refillable, you just poke something sturdy into that hole and it pops open. And then you can just stick new ink and the spring back inside and pop the cap back on. I repeated the exact same process with the other pen using blue and a pale gold taupe sort of color for Ravenclaw and black and gold for Hufflepuff. And that's all there is to it. To clean the pen, you can follow the exact same steps you would to clean a rhinestone tumbler. I've got a video tutorial for that on my channel as well.
I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what you would like to see next. See you later!